Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I am your host, Tony, and I'm here with an update video. I haven't done one of these, I don't think, in forever. I've got two group cruise updates slash announcements. If you missed it on the live show, I want to talk a little bit about where we're at in our YouTube journey. And then I also need your help. I've got a new opportunity that I could really use your help on. First, let's talk about the group cruises. We just announced our next group cruise this past Tuesday, and it's coming up quick. Jenny B and I had a hankering to do this cruise itinerary, and the more and more we looked at it, we thought this would be a great itinerary that not everybody has done before. It would be a great itinerary for a group cruise. And so this past Tuesday, we announced our October group cruise on the Enchanted Princess, a New England, Canada group cruise starting on October the 11th. And that's October the 11th, 2025. Check out this itinerary. Starts on Saturday, the 11th of October, New York, New York. Next day, we're in Newport, Rhode Island. The day after that, we're in Boston, Mass. The day after that, Portland, Maine. The day after that, St. John, New Brunswick. The day after that, Halifax, Nova Scotia. And then you finally get a sea day to get you back to New York City. That is one action-packed week of cruising, and I love this itinerary. I was there, a similar itinerary back in 2023. And I tell you what, if you cruise in hot weather a lot, if you're used to seeing the beaches in the Caribbean, this is really a nice change from that. And I know not everybody loves a cold weather cruise, but hopefully in October we'll have those leaves changing and it won't be too crazy cold. And I think it will be a fantastic time. Of course, Jenny B and I will be hosting this group cruise, but if you want to book it, you have to book it through Where's Walter Travel. I'll leave his general link there. You want to go to the group section. I'll leave the very specific link to get you to this cruise down in the description below. That's the first group cruise opportunity that we just announced this past Tuesday. We've had another one that we announced a while ago that's coming up in 2026. So I figured it'd be a good time to remind you about that. There's still spots available. That one's going to be the very first cruise for Norwegian Cruise Line out of Philadelphia in I think like 20 years. This one's going to be on the Norwegian Jewel. It happens April the 16th, 2026. And it goes to Bermuda. This is going to be, I've never been to Bermuda, I've never been to Philadelphia, and I've never been to Charleston, South Carolina. Let me show you this itinerary. It kicks off on the 16th of April in Philadelphia, Sea Day. Then you end up there in Bermuda for an overnight. And then you get back on the sea on the 20th. Your next port of call is Charleston, South Carolina. Then a Sea Day, then back up to Philadelphia. So that's deet. That's the Bermuda Triangle, baby. That's what I'm calling it, the La Lido Loca Bermuda Triangle Group Cruise. And again, like the previous one, if you want to be a part of this group, you have to book with our travel partner, Walter, at where'swaltertravel.com. You go to the group section, or I'll leave that specific link down in the description below. Jenny B and I would love for you guys to cruise with us, so check out those group cruises. There might actually be another group cruise announcement coming up in the next couple weeks. So keep all of that in mind. Okay, now let's talk about where we're at from a La Lido Loca perspective. We are coming up on our 8th year anniversary of going on our very first cruise. That was in April of 2017. So 8 years. That's mind blowing. And we also became YouTube content creators at the same time. So the YouTube channel here is getting to 8 years of being in existence. And we've had a couple milestones over the last few months. We just hit 270,000 subscribers. That's mind blowing. And we've crossed 111 million lifetime views, which is wild. 111 million lifetime views. And that means people have watched myself and the lovely Jenny B for 13.7 million hours. That's a lot of time to be, I meet people on cruise ships all the time, like, oh, you're in our house all the time. So, you got to take a moment and reflect and take it all in. And speaking for, Jenny and myself, we feel very blessed and very, it's just, I couldn't have even predicted this would be the life that we're living. And we're very excited to continue to do it. And thank you guys for letting us be a part of your lives. And thanks for watching. And hopefully the juice is worth the squeeze. Hopefully you guys get the entertainment and the knowledge and everything that we're trying to give to you guys. And yeah, a big thanks for that. Okay, so that's the group cruise update. That's the YouTube milestone. Let's talk about where I need help. 2025, one of my big goals for this year is to go deeper into the podcast space. I've dabbled for a couple years with the Lido Loca cruise podcast. It's a longer form interview type piece of cruising content, and it's lived on its own YouTube channel, the Lido Loca Cruise Podcast channel. And I love that show. I love the cruising podcast where I get to interview people. I love it when I get to have a conversation with Jenny B. But I also think that I want to do something more along the lines of a different kind of cruise talk podcast. And so I'm developing a brand new show that will debut soon, and I need a place for it to live. Now, there's already about 30,000 of you that subscribe to the Lido Loca Cruise Podcast channel. And so instead of breaking new ground on a new channel, I thought, how can I put similar content together around cruise talk? And so I've rebranded the Lido Loca Cruise Podcast channel. It is now known as the Cruise Talk Network. This allows me to make whatever podcast type content that I want related to cruise talk and put it in the Cruise Talk Network. And so those 40 episodes of the Lido Loca Cruise Podcast live right there. And it's the very first thing that you see. It's the playlist of all of those episodes. And then the new show that I'm developing will very soon live there. Also, just dropped a brand new podcast episode, a full longer conversation with Lucy from Cruising as Crew. She really gives some insight as to what it's like to live as a crew member on a cruise ship. And so that episode is live right now. So I would love for you to go over there and check out that episode. I'd love for you to go over there and subscribe. But look, only do it if you're really interested in that longer form content. I think it might be worse if you go subscribe and you're not interested in it. And so I just want to put it out there to people that are wanting some longer, more cruise talk type content. The other cool thing about that whole channel over there is not only does it exist as a video podcast, but all of the audio also exists as regular podcasts. So if you're looking for something to listen to as you're going to work, if you're looking for something to listen to as you're working out, then those podcasts that live over there will be an audio component for it. So right now you can go into Apple Podcasts or to Spotify and look for the Lido Loca Cruise Podcast. You can add that to your podcast and listen to the audio. So you've got the video podcast now living at that one YouTube channel called the Cruise Talk Network, and then the individual podcasts will have their individual audio podcast feeds that you can find on your podcast providers. That's the help I need. If you're interested, please go subscribe over there and be on the lookout for new content. But either way, you're still going to get the same stuff that you get here with Lido Loca. And if you've noticed over the last few weeks, you're getting some more Jenny B, and we're going to continue with that trend. So thank you guys so much for checking out this episode. This is Tony for Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.